Hi everyone and welcome to our channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character exterior by me, so let's get into it. Cyno. Cyno was not one to usually show his reactions outwardly, but that's what you were working on here. You wanted to fluster him, but it was a challenge in and of itself, since he was so difficult to read sometimes, not to mention he was good at hiding his own emotions and being composed and all. But you were going to get him this time. There was no giving up. You quickly put on the thigh highs that you had chosen with Candace. She said they would look good on you, and she was right about it. And you waited for him to come home. It took a couple hours, but finally your plan was put into motion. As soon as he came and saw you, he froze, staring for a little bit, then cleared his throat, trying to act unaffected, like he could hide that blush. It was faint, but you could see it. Not exactly, but in the way he averted his eyes from you, and was acting so shy and fidgety, which was not his usual. But eventually, he calmed down, sitting next to you, and at last he admitted it, telling you that the thigh highs look really good on you. That's what you're getting today. However, maybe when a few hours pass, it will be a whole different story. Just once he's passed a few first initial hours of shock and processing and all. Child is shameless. So if he sees you wearing thigh highs, he's going to be really loud about his own opinion, which is of course absolute adoration. He loves you, and he thought you looked really good in them. So he'll be all over you, going over to you and wrapping his arms around your waist, telling you that you look so beautiful, and now he wants to touch you. That's when you would slap his hand away jokingly, telling him he's a pervert, while he just gives himself an excuse, leaning down to press a kiss to your thigh, and putting a hand over the thigh high. Oh well. Perhaps it was bound to happen sooner or later, but he does give you a lot of kisses and spoiled you that day. He just loves you, and he wasn't able to resist at all when you looked that beautiful in front of him. Maybe next time, don't do this if you're not ready to spend the whole night with Childe pampering you. Albedo. Albedo's not really that subtle when he doesn't want to be, so since he wasn't really that patient today and you looked too good for patience, he was kind of straightforward. He told you that maybe you shouldn't wear this when you're at your job, and you agree with him, giggling, but you never really thought you would go through with his plans. Oh, but you did. He had you sit on his lap after he was done with what he needed to, and even though you were not done with your work, he told you that you could wait. Anything could wait, actually, but not this, apparently. It wasn't like he was going to do something inappropriate at the workplace, even though it was just the two of you and occasionally maybe someone else. But he just wanted to sit with you right now. Oh, but when you were home, it was going to be a whole different story. Because at home, there was nothing that was going to hold him back. Not shame, manners, or anything else. It was just going to be you, him, and some things he needs to fulfill. Perhaps some fantasies. But I really don't advise you wearing this if you're not ready for a long day with Albedo. But if that's your goal, then certainly go for it. Venti will probably be a little bit surprised by it, and then he would end up staring for a little while. He just doesn't know what is so good about it. He knows it's good because you look good, but it was just some thigh highs. They shouldn't be this good looking, but they were. They made your thighs, which he already loved, look even better. And he was not totally immune to your thighs, and it only got proven with time, because then he knelt down, pressing a soft kiss to where the seams of your thigh highs ended, telling you how gorgeous you are, how you're so beautiful, and what you were doing to his heart. Honestly, you were blushing, And I'll tell you what, he has no shame. He could do this in public or at home. So if you're going somewhere with a lot of people and you're shy about public affection, then perhaps don't do this. Because Venti has no shame at all. Literally. He will show you his love anywhere and at any time. Scaramouche. Scaramouche is not really accustomed to seeing you like that, which means this will be a big surprise for him, and he's going to be stunned for a few moments, not knowing what to do with this. But then, you'll just smile at him knowingly, and tell him to come over and sit next to you, to which he hesitantly obliges, doing as you asked. But you can still see the fact that he's still kinda shy, and it's honestly amusing. But you're going to defuse the situation. You cup his face in your hands, giving him a soft kiss, and telling him that there is no need to be so shy if he wants to touch you. And even though this makes him blush, he nods, putting a hand on your thigh, and sitting closer to you. He doesn't actually do anything extreme besides maybe cuddle you and put a hand on your thigh, or squeeze it a little bit, but that's all. He's too shy to do anything serious, and kind of clueless as well. But he loves you, and he's thought you're gorgeous, and he was more than willing to show you what he thinks. He just loves you so much, and even though he doesn't have a way with words yet, he certainly tries his best with his actions. Tighnari. Tighnari would be stunned. He wasn't shy. He was a composed person who had common sense. But this was something else entirely. How could you do this to him? He was already weak for you, and you decided to attack him this way? This was pure evil. But he was not immune to seeing your beautiful thighs, and that meant there was no way in hell he was going to let this pass by without doing anything about it. So as soon as the two of you sat next to each other, he bent down, pressing a soft kiss to your thigh, and leaving a soft bruise as he bit it gently. The bruise was unlikely to last a long time, but it was still there. A reminder of what he'd done. And what was also a reminder was the smirk on his face, and the smile as he stroked your hair, kissing you, and telling you that you were too pretty for his eyes. Which he was right about, because those eyes of his could not handle your beauty any longer, and that's why he picked you up and took you to your room to deal with this matter personally.